Hi, in this video I'm going to read to you the fourth financial horror story of Swiss Frankenstein financial horror stories. It is entitled An American Bearwolf of Wall Street and mixes the two stories American Werewolf in London and The Wolf of Wall Street into a short horror story. It starts on page 57, ends on page 60. Here it goes. An American Bearwolf of Wall Street. Richmond Forte strode into his 35 square meter offices in East Harlem, where he would lay the foundation to be a really rich man. 31 associates that worked on a provision-only basis turned to greet him. He paid no attention. The associates watched in agony through the glass partition as he switched on his terminal. Markets were down. He would be enraged. Sweat started pouring down faces. It took about 10 seconds for Richmond to view his positions, his transactions, his profit or loss. Most associates had hung up their phones as they watched the man in the corner office. "Do you see his hair growing?" one associate asked his neighbor, who sat almost shoulder to shoulder in the ranks. "Not sure," the neighbor replied. "I think his face looks darker now. That's what I normally see first when the markets are down. It seems his beard grows more quickly. I've seen him a few times in the toilet after lunch on bear market days. He clearly shaved and came out with a baby face, although it didn't take long to grow back." "Really? Why would his beard grow faster?" "I don't know. I think he's just getting some kind of hormone kick whenever there's a bear market. Some call him the Bearwolf. It's like he turns into a werewolf." "The guy's a beast," the associate said and swallowed whilst looking into Richmond's office. "Look at how he's leaning over his desk. It is as if he's going to eat his monitor." The other associate did not respond immediately. He was also staring at Richmond. "He's not normally like that. Yes, he's generally a beast, but when the markets are down, fuck." Richmond looked at his terminal for another 20 seconds, leaning with his hands on the desk before it happened. The team members sitting closer to his room watched him taking his hands off the table, his fingers a little shorter, thicker, hairier. He looked up, showing the face and expression of a wild animal, a predator. Was that howling sound coming from his office? His eyes were glancing through the blinds, through the glass partition, scanning the team that was crammed inside the small office. He walked calmly through the door of his office into the small office, the type of walk of a gorilla normally walking on arms and legs. He bared his teeth. They seemed to have grown. "The market is down!" "Fuck, I'm not going to wet myself." The neighbor nodded, staring at Richmond. "You're going to make money. Why do you think I hired you? To make money. Do you understand? You're going to make money. We will be a Wall Street firm. Sell those stupid people out there your worthless stock." Richmond Forte looked around with baleful eyes, saliva running down the left corner of his mouth. "Is he really expecting this if the market goes down?" a relatively new associate whispered to his neighbor. "Does it look like he's joking?" asked his neighbor. "I've been here for 2 years and we've seen wholesale sackings on the spot, or colleagues just disappearing actually." Richmond growled deep in his throat and retreated into his office. He stayed there until close to noon. The team had been making back-to-back calls to buy and sell penny stocks to ignorant investors. The trick was to find ignorant investors, to buy worthless stock and sell it at a higher price. Presented as the next big thing, thinking they will buy low, sell high. You, and you, come!" Richmond was back, pointing at Dan, Jason and Bridget. "Lunch!" The 3 associates trembled. Was it because of their performance, or good performance, or for any other reason? Just their turn, or for fun? Would they be fired? Jason knew he had mainly made losses over the past week. He was regularly made fun of by Richmond, who called him Ginger after the color of his hair. Dan and Bridget also made losses, but not as badly as Ginger. They followed Richmond outside. The other associates watched them go and resumed their cold calls. 2 hours later, Richmond marched back into his offices. Dan and Bridget followed silently and returned to their battle stations without any eye contact underway. Richmond walked straight to the men's restroom, not a word to anyone. The associates all watched, mainly from the corner of their eyes. Where was Jason? Was he fired? What's it with Richmond's hair? It's longer. Where did the beard come from? Did it just growl? What's with the gut? It's huge. Big lunch? What did they have? One associate sitting close to the restroom casually looked up at Richmond from his desk when he passed by, not daring to meet his eyes, but unable to resist a look. His eyes caught a red stain on Richmond's white shirt, close to the collar. And, hang on, what was that ginger-colored stuff on his sleeve caught on the cufflink? Was that hair?